Welcome to Action Coaching. We're certainly delighted that you join us for another exciting Action Coaching. Now, Action Coaching is designed to give you coaching tips so that you can experience and live the best life that God has given you. Of course, we don't have time to get into it in detail, but we try to give you some coaching tips that you can apply and continue to move and develop and do great things in your life. We certainly want to encourage you that if you want us to talk about something in detail, then reach out to us on social media, and perhaps we can just spend a whole show talking about some of the great ideas that you have or some of the things that you want us to talk about here on Action Coaching. We're truly blessed by you viewing Action Coaching each and every week. Tell others, hit subscribe and like so that you can become a partner with Action Coaching and know everything that Action Coaching do. We would love to have you stand with us. Now this week on Action Coaching, I'm going to talk about something that most people don't like for you to talk about, but however, it's a very important part if you intend to be successful. And that's trials. Most people want everything to be easy. They want everything to be comfortable. They want all of the great things in life, but they want them on their turn, and they want them where I don't have to suffer anything. I just want it to be easy. A lot of times when people have dreams and visions, you know, the people that fight you the most is the people that think that dream or that vision, all that happened easy. It's just like, well, you said you were gonna have a car. Well, they feel like you did right when you could snap your finger and have a car. They didn't know that, you know, you gotta get the money to have the car. You gotta go through some things to have the car. But the longer you have to go through it, the more they begin to criticize, because they're not gonna do anything that adventurous. They're not going to do anything that difficult. You need to make a declaration in your life right now. You need to stop hanging around people that you can tell them, because they want everything to be easy and they ain't going to do no work, no effort to make it happen. Then they'll come join you when you don't went through all the suffering and make it happen, but you need to just rid yourself of those particular people now. So I'm going to talk about trials. Now, trials have a purpose in our life. You can't just hate every trial you went through, because some of the things you went through made you the person that you are today. And if you had not went through those things, you would not be the person that you are today. So a lot of times you got to do like the Bible says, in all things give thanks, because this is the will of God concerning you. Now, let's start off with this point. All of us are created with God-given gifts inside of us. Every one of us is created. It's just like if you plant a seed in the ground, within that seed, it has the ability to produce other fruit in other trees. Now, it might not produce as much as maybe the seed that was planted along with it, but however, it does have the capability of producing other seeds and other fruit, and on like that. When a baby is born, you know, all you know is the baby just want to eat, sleep, and sometimes he'll look up, he'll make noises, he'll smile, and all you see right now is the baby. But inside that baby is the sum total of the mother and father's gifts that they got, things that they can do that they don't even know they can do yet. But however, it's in them. And so different trials, different adversities gonna come in life to help them realize that there are things that they can do which they never would have realized if these events had not happened. Let me say it this way. In Acts, the book of Acts, Paul, he was not an apostle then, but Paul had one mission. It was his job to either kill or put in jail everybody that was worshiping this Jesus. It was his job, and he was good at his job. He wasn't just an ordinary fellow. He was, the Bible says he's a Pharisee, meaning that he was at the top of his class, and he was good at his job. And he felt like that was going to be his job for the rest of his life. But however, Paul, as he was going to destroy some more Christians, he had a Damascus Road experience. What do I mean by that? A light came and knocked him off his horse. Now, what was the Damascus Road experience when the light came and knocked him off his horse? That was a transformation experience. Meaning that when the light knocked him off his horse, the Paul that was on the horse after he got knocked off his horse was not going to be the same Paul that if he got back on the horse or wherever he had to go, he wasn't going to be the same person because now he had gotten knocked off his horse. How many times, and sometimes, well, all of us go through it. You got one thing planned for your life, and you think you're going to do that always, and you get real disappointed when your plan is not working out. When the thing you want to do is not working out, and you just get devastated and depressed and try to figure out what done went wrong, and then you start pointing to everybody else doing it, and I know I'm better than them, and blah, 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 blah. You just complain, not knowing that God got even a bigger plan for you. But in order sometimes to get us to where we're supposed to be, we got to be like Paul. We're going to have that Damascus Road experience where we're going to get knocked off our horse by a light. Well, transformation is going to take place. And we're going to see what we thought we wanted. That's not God's ultimate purpose for us. See, when destiny calls, it don't matter what you're doing. Destiny is necessary to keep knocking you off the horse, take you through trials, till you eventually arrive at the purpose that God has placed you here on this earth. And all of us are placed here for a purpose. You wouldn't be born if it wasn't a purpose for you in this life. And God wants all of us to fulfill the ultimate destiny that He has for us. Even in my own life, I've shared my testimony from time to time. I was in college, having a good time, enjoying myself. Got born again in college, enjoying this particular church. Now, in this particular church, I didn't do nothing. I wasn't a preacher. I wasn't no deacon. I wasn't no evangelist. I wasn't no Sunday school teacher. Hey, I didn't even read the announcements or anything. I wasn't even an usher. I was just a person in the church. That whatever they needed done in the church, I was that person. You know, to clean up the church, I was part of the cleanup committee. I did not, quote unquote, have a title in that church. And tell you the truth, I was good with it because I had other things in my mind that I was going to do. I had a plan figured out for my life, and I was going to do it. So I purposely kept myself away from these other things because I had a plan. in that church for several years, and as the ministry began to break down due to different things, I eventually got put out of the church. Now, I'm gonna talk some more about that when I come back, so I don't want you to go anywhere.
Got to be lions. We got to understand what the real purpose of the saints is and why you were born again. Just tap somebody and say, you here to take over. Whatever job you own, you there to take over. Whatever community you live in, you there to take over. Wherever you go, you're there to take over.
I left off saying how that as the church was breaking down, different things were happening. I was part of the group that got put out the church. In other words, they told me, you can go other places, but you can't come back here no more. And instantly, almost instantly, all of the friends that I'd had for those years in the church, they stopped speaking to me. They didn't call me. They didn't check on me. Because at that particular time, they was taught we didn't have no fellowship with people that weren't like us. Now understand me. I am not blaming the church. I am not blaming the people in the church nor the pastor. I'm not blaming any of them. It's just that I had another destiny for my life. There was something that God had already placed in me to do that I didn't even know I was going to do. So in other words, that incident was my Damascus Road experience. I got knocked off of my horse by a light that blinded me because God had things in me I didn't even know He had in me. Yeah, they were there all along. I just didn't know it. So I needed the light to turn it on in me. Long story short, yes, I was hurt. I was depressed because I thought they were my friends, but I understand it. It wasn't about them. It was about the destiny that was on my life. And there I am after a hurt experience, after a painful experience. Let me tell you, nobody likes going through. Nobody likes mess going on in their life. Most of us would just like to keep things calm every day. Most of us would like to be called Mr. and Mrs. No Drama, so that we don't have anything happening each and every day. But unfortunately, if you're gonna do great things, I'm here to tell you, it's gonna be drama. Because there are a lot of things that will not come out of you till you experience that pain. But in the midst of being put out of that church, having my Damascus Road experience, I had a vision. And the vision was to tell people to put the word in action. That was the vision. I didn't believe I could do it. I wasn't no preacher. I wasn't no public speaker. I was just barely holding on to get the English language right. But here God had a destiny for me. And God said that if you can go through what I'm gonna put you through, you can achieve this great goal I have for you. You want great things in life. You want to do great things in life. I'm telling you now, there are going to be some things that you have to deal with that you didn't see coming. There's going to be some pain. There's going to be some messes, maybe of your own doing, or messes that even not of your own doing that you don't have control over. Those things are going to happen. But I like to look at adversity this way. Adversity is like the more it squeezes you, the more the real you comes out. A lot of times in life, if you ain't put in certain situations, you'll never be the individual that you are today. And as I look back on it, that experience, it squeezed out of me the destiny that God had in me. And you may be going through things right now and just wonder why your break ain't come. But trust me, you're getting better. You're learning how to deal with more things. To be at the top of the ladder, you got to be consistent. To be at the top of the ladder, you can't quit when things go wrong. You got to learn how to deal with them. You got to learn how to go through them. There are trials that are going to come. You want to build a vision, you want to be a billionaire, whatever you want to be, trust me, there's going to be some mess before you get to the billionaire status. There's going to be a whole lot of things before you arrive there. But however, you're going to look back at those things that seemingly were against you and say, Lord, I thank you. Because if I never went through that, I never would be here. All of the wonderful things that God have allowed me to enjoy, all of the hundreds and thousands and millions of people that have been affected by the word and action, the wonderful family that I have and the wonderful encounters I've had in life never would have been possible if I didn't have that Damascus Road experience. There were other things I could have went into, but thank God that once I had that Damascus Road experience like Paul got knocked off of my horse. And the amazing thing, just as Paul, when he saw the light blinded him. I often used to wonder, why did the Lord blind him? Because, now this is my interpretation of it, but I believe that sometimes God got to blind you. Now I'm not talking about physical blindness, and although some people are physical blindness, but a lot of people that are physically blind, they have more sight than the people that do have actual sight. So you understand what I'm saying. But God had to blind him so that he could quit looking at what he thought was going to make him successful. That when God opened up his eyes again, he was going to see what was ultimately going to make him one of the greatest apostles in the scripture. And that's the way it is in life. Some things you push through, you go through, but it allows you to become a totally different person. It transforms you, and you experience things so much bigger and better. And when you look back, you're going to say, man, I never would have achieved this if this hadn't happened. Matter of fact, I want y'all to reach out to me here on Action Coaching. Share your testimony with me and say, yes, Bishop, I know when this happened to me, I became this. If this hadn't never happened in my life, I never would be running the business or enjoying the job that I am now, or having the home that I marry now. I wanted to marry one person, but something happened and it was diverted to another person. I found out if I hadn't had that happen, I wouldn't be with the right individual that I am now. So I want to hear from you, because trust me, everything that is great, everything that is lasting, everything that is worthwhile is because it went through the test of adversity. Anything that is expensive in life, it went through some certain things. Now we'll thank God for people who are doing great things, and we applaud them. But a lot of times when we look at their backstory and the things they had to go through to get to where they are, you start saying in your own mind, well, I don't know if that was for me. But I'm here to let you know, God got a destiny for you, and he's going to allow you, he's going to allow trials to squeeze and squeeze you till you turn into the person that you've always gifted to be. And when you turn into that person, you're going to rejoice because you're excited as to what you have become. I say to people all of the time that there are people that are billionaires, millionaires all over the world. They don't sing, they don't dance, they don't play sports, they don't do a lot of things. But that ain't the only way to make millions and millions of dollars. But however, if you're fulfilling your destiny, not saying that the other things are wrong. There are people destined to do that. But there are people that are destined to do so many things. And God have to kind of knock you off your horse so that you can have a clear vision to what God has called you to do. I never dreamed I'd be in this predicament, but I am so thankful. I rejoice in the Lord. The fact that I had my Damascus Road experience and I got knocked off the horse. Remember, trials are to push you towards your destiny. I'll be back to talk to you. Welcome back to Action Coaching. Now remember I told you, I want you to send me your testimony. Reach out to me in social media and say, if I hadn't went through this, Bishop, I wouldn't be that. Or this happened to me and I turned my life around. I went through this trial, but now I'm successful. I'm helping other people come through their trial. That's what I want to hear. I would love to hear your testimony, and I want to rejoice with you. So make sure you reach out on all of the social media platforms and let me know your experience. Before I leave on today, I want to encourage you to sit down and sow a seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. We want to do bigger and better things here on Action Coaching, but it takes money to do it, and it takes partners like you sowing so that we can reach even more people with Action Coaching. I appreciate those of you who continue to support and thank God for you, and we're looking for other partners to join along with those that are already partners with us so that we can do so many more things for the body of Christ. Now there's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow unto Action Coaching, and I certainly want to challenge you to do that on today. Sow that seed and watch God bless your own life. If you help others' dream come to pass, God will send somebody to help your dream come to pass. Thank you for your support of Action Coaching, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Do it now. Sow that seed now so that we can keep coming into your home each and every week with an exciting coaching session just for you. Well, the Lord bless you. I've certainly enjoyed talking to you. And as I do each and every week, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.